Yeah, you can eat it.
Oh. Hi, Josh. Oh, wait, I think I have, let me unmute you. Josh. Oh, okay. You're good.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Yeah, this will be fun.
So I guess we'll just wait a few minutes.
Yeah, we alwas start these things 10 minutes late, just
I was
to
gonna say 10
give
minutes
everybody
late.
a chance to get on.
Come sit here.
Let's see how many girls we have on this call that have FOMO, that want to be nosy and see what the guys are talking about.
Right?
Just joking. It's good to have the ladies on too.
They're all gonna jump on with their husbands, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
Because mine's gonna sit on the couch over there and just listen.
What's that?
I said mine's gonna sit on the couch over there and just listen.
Okay, good. You better be ready. I'm gonna call on him to answer some questions.
Do it.
We'll see. We'll see how nice I feel.
Yeah.
As long as they're multiple choice.
I'm actually sitting in for my husband who's at work. So I'm just being nosy for that.
I love it. Welcome. Glad you're here. My audio okay? I'm not echoing anything, right?
What?
Is my audio okay? Am I echoing anything? Am I good?
No, I think it sounds good.
Okay.
Where's Christopher?
I don't know.
He's late.
See who got on. Bing bong.
I don't know.
There he is.
Anyone?
At least it says he's on in the participants.
I know, he looks like he's frozen. What did you say?
Bing bong.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Christopher?
Enable your sound, Christopher. I don't think he can hear it.
Chris!
Hang on, I gotta unmute you, Chris. Now you can talk.
So we're good to go. My computer.
You were frozen for a second.
How I do, frozen in time. That's how I do.
You looked like you were busting a move.
I was.
Okay, what time is it? We'll give like 2 more minutes and then we'll go. Chris, where's Malin?
She's downstairs.
Oh.
She should be on. She told me she was getting on. She better be.
Support, right?
No, she got to take notes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she got a few things to learn.
Oh. Here, you can say hi to Tyler, Chris. He's over here.
Hi, Tyler. What's up, man? How are you?
Sorry, I just got off work. I'm eating.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to say hi to Malin?
Yes. Winnie. Hi. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and get started. For everybody that doesn't know, this call is going to be with our Ambassador Diamond, Josh Parker, and one of our sideline friends, Chris Norris. I thought for my team that it could be super helpful for the girls to know what other men do. To help their wives or to build their own business, because some guys find it harder to post in a man's way versus a woman's way, and just things like that. So I thought maybe we could have a short little call and questions could be answered, and then Josh and Chris could for sure give their stories and what they've done. So what? So Josh, you can go ahead and.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for doing this call. Anything that you guys do like this, appreciate everyone being on. Anything that you do like this, a training, a call, anything you can do to get more knowledge or learn how to work this business better is an investment in your future, an investment in your business. I know that everyone on here has busy lives. We have kids and spouses and a lot of stuff to take our attention away. So I really appreciate everyone being on the call. Meet with us and make an investment in your business. My name is Josh Parker. My wife's Amber Parker. We're Ambassador Diamonds. We've been doing this business since August of 2012. And when we got started, I was working a full-time job. I was a sales trainer for a nutritional company here in Utah. You know, regular 9-to-5 job. I somewhat enjoyed what I was doing. Wasn't really appreciated much at my job. You know, the company was pretty indifferent as far as me being there or not. But overall, I liked what I did. I made pretty decent money. And Amber was working from home. She was a hairstylist, or is a hairstylist, and built a salon for her in our home. And so when we found this product, we've got 2 kids, Vea, who's 8, and Cannon Boy, who is 4. She had Cannon Boy a little over a year prior to us finding ItWorks. And so she had seen it on Facebook, thought it was a scam, didn't believe that it would work so she saw it for a couple of months, never clicked on it, never asked about it. But we were doing a trip to Florida, and having 2 kids, she thought, hey, if I'm going to be in a swimsuit, why not scrounge up $25 and try to rack out and see if it really does work, see if it really can benefit me. So she tried it out, had awesome results, loved her results. We went to Florida, came back, and because of our financial situation at the time, you know, I was making pretty decent money at the job that I was at. The problem was we had a lot of debt. Prior to working that job, I did mortgages. You know, back when mortgages were booming, we made great money doing mortgages. We bought our first house. We got married. We had our first child. And I worked in that industry until the housing market crashed. So after the housing market crashed, we basically, you know, scrounged along and lived off of credit cards for a few years while I was looking for the next industry that I would be in. And that's where we're at basically when we found ItWorks. I was making okay money at the job that I was working, but we were drowning in debt and could barely pay our bills, some months not being able to pay our bills. And so when Amber found the wrap, she thought, you know what, if I could sell a few of these wraps out of my salon and make an extra $200 or $300 a month, that would be awesome. You know, we could go on a date more often. Amber and I have always had an amazing relationship. We invest in our marriage all the time. But it's tough when money is tight, you know, when you're stressed out. And so we thought if she could make a couple $100 a month, it would take the stress off me. It would be a benefit for the family. You know, maybe she could go shopping a little bit more often, like the ladies like to do. You know, it would make it easier for us to pay our bills. And so she got started in August of 2012, and she worked her tail off, mostly doing parties every single day, like back-to-back parties for the first 4 months, or actually the first, 6 months. She did that very regularly. And within 8 months, she was able to promote to Triple Diamond. and was able to double my salary while I was working. And so she was getting so busy doing this business that we had to make a decision if we wanted to put our kids in daycare, and both of us worked, or if I wanted to quit my job and come work this business with her. And that's what we decided to do. In June of 2013, I was able to quit my job, and I came home to work this business full-time with my wife. So first thing, that's a little bit about our story. I've got a few things that I want to cover here. The first thing that I want to make clear to the ladies that are on this call, and also just kind of let the guys know that I understand where you're at. The way that guys are programmed is we want security for our families. We feel like it's our responsibility to provide for our families. And a lot of our self-worth, a lot of what makes us feel fulfilled as men is filling that role. It's providing for our families. It's making sure that we are moving our families forward, and protecting them and all of that. And so the first thing I'll say to the guys is, if you are at a point where you're getting close to being able to quit your job, or if that's something that you feel like maybe something in the near future for you with this business, the first thing I'll say about that is you've got to have a plan when that happens. Because if you do not have a plan, you're going to go crazy. You're going to go crazy. You're going to get depressed, because there's a lot within our psychology. At least for me, after I quit, it was awesome. I didn't have to go to work anymore. It was really cool for about a week, not have anything scheduled or planned or anything that I had to do as far as that goes. But after that first week, I was very driven to want to contribute to this business, to make sure that my time was well spent, that I was contributing to my wife, to our business, to my family, and making sure that I was feeling fulfilled in my duties as the provider for for our family and as a man. And so, for any of the ladies that are on this call, just realize that about your husbands or your boyfriends or whoever the man may be in your life that's doing this business with you is, we want to provide, we want to give our input. And so if you're not knowing how to do that, the guys that are on the call, the biggest way that you can know how to contribute is to communicate with your wife. I know for a lot of people that's not the easiest thing, and it becomes somewhat of a difficult conversation for some reason for a lot of guys. But here's what I'll say to the guys and the ladies on this call. You've got to communicate about what you want and vice versa. So ladies, let your husband know what you're struggling with and what they possibly could help you out with in your business. Guys, on the other side, communicate back. If that's something that you feel like you can do, that you feel like is part of your strengths, or it's something that you feel like you could learn, or you feel like something that is a way that you could contribute in the business, and say, awesome, yeah, I would love to do that. If it's not, then you guys got to figure out a win-win, so that neither of you feel like you're pushing that thing, whatever it is, onto the other person. So kind of speaking about that, what do I do? I've been doing this business full-time with my wife since June of 2013. It'll be 3 years. Yeah, 3 years this year, which is kind of crazy to think about. But in those first few months when Amber was doing parties like crazy and was working her business super hard, just like she is today, the main thing that I did is I just made it as easy as possible for her to focus on her business. So that meant I've always been the one that cooks in the family, so that was a given. I kept cooking. But I picked up other stuff, you know, making sure that the kids were taken care of, making sure that the kids' homework was done, that they were entertained, that they were not climbing all over her and, you know, being noisy during her calls, things like that, helping out around the house, you know, doing laundry or cleaning up so that she has an opportunity to focus on her business. And so what I'll say about the housework and all of that stuff, guys, is if that's what your wife asks you to do, if she says that that's how you can contribute, and it's not something that you feel like is your job or that you feel like you want to do that way, just know that if you choose not to do it, that her business is going to suffer. So you just gotta decide what's most important to you. What I'll tell you right now is that however that communication happens with you and your wife, you know, whatever she tells you that you can do to help out, what I'll say about it is if you're able to do those things and take some stress off of your wife and let her work her business like a business and be concentrated on it, the back pay from that, like the freedom that you will experience from her business taking off, will repay you 100-fold. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. If it's changing diapers, if it's doing laundry, if it's loading the dishwasher, whatever it is that you can do to help your wife, I'll tell you right now that it will pay off for you 100-fold when her business booms. In a couple of ways. When her business booms and you guys have extra money, that will be a back pay for all of that work and the things that you did to help her build her business. The gratitude that your wife will have for you supporting her in this business and allowing her to chase that dream and to be able to build a business will be huge. It can be amazing for your relationship. You know, as we serve one another in our relationships, there's a lot of magic that happens from serving our wives, from serving our spouses. And so there's some back pay and some rewards for your investment as far as that goes as well. That's something Amber and I have experienced big time. You know, like I said, we've always had a great relationship. But since it works, because a lot of our financial stress has gone away, that's amazing. You know, we're able to invest in one another even more and more and more into our relationship with one another, in our relationship with our kids. And so all of the sacrifices that I made at the beginning there to pick up the slack in whatever area she asked me to, you know, it was like investing $1 and getting back $1,000 in my eyes. And so even if it's not super fun, even if it's not something that you love that she's asking you to do, I promise you that if you will support her and that you'll just suck it up and make whatever arrangement will work for you guys within your relationship, it will allow her to build this business and it will create a back pay and a return on that investment probably greater than you could ever imagine. Just think about quitting your job. Like even if you kind of like your job, I'll bet you that if you had financial freedom, that there's a lot of things that you could do with your time that you're not able to do right now. The analogy that I use this analogy a lot with guys. The analogy that I use is every morning when I wake up, it's like a Saturday morning. Okay? All the guys on this call that are working, you know, a job 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday. Think about the feeling that you have when you wake up on your day off. It's an amazing feeling. Okay, I've worked all my life. I've worked 2 jobs and gone to school full time all at the same time. So I've been there. That feeling of a Saturday morning or waking up on your day off, you know, you're the king of that day. You can choose what to do with your time. You can get caught up on a project if you need to. You can lay on the couch and take a nap or watch a football game. Or you have an opportunity on that day, on that Saturday morning, to rule the day. to dictate how you spend that day doing what you love. And so you guys have an opportunity to create an income with this business that will create a life for you that every day is a Saturday. Yes, we still work hard. Yes, there's a lot of time and effort that we invest into our business every single day. But we choose how we spend our day every single day. And it's a great feeling, guys. So just know that, you know, all of us, whether we're a single man doing this business, a single female doing this business, or a couple doing this business, all the sacrifices and things that we do to build this business, especially at the beginning, just know that you will get a back payment on that investment if you make the investment. And then I know we're going to do some questions, and I know that Chris has some stuff for us. The last thing that I kind of wanted to touch on for the guy, well, two more things that I want to touch on for the guys, and then we'll go to Chris, and then we'll go to questions. The first thing is have patience, guys. Have patience in your spouse, and have patience in yourself, and the process of being successful. You know, when we started this business, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to build a business. We didn't know how to sell products. All we knew is that the wrap worked really well, and that we wanted to share it with other people, and that we wanted to hopefully make a little bit of extra income. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you to be patient with your spouse as he or she is learning how to build this business. And then ladies, be patient with your husbands as they're figuring out their role in this business, because it is a little bit difficult, especially at first, knowing exactly how to work this business or how to contribute, you know, to help you work this business and to figure all of that stuff out. So patience is grossly underestimated in a lot of things. And in a business and in a relationship, patience wins every time. So just make sure you're being patient with the process as far as that goes. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on before we go to Chris is the number one question that I have is, how does a guy build this business? Like, how can I contribute as a guy as far as actually building the business? Not helping out at home, not doing laundry, any of that stuff. Like, how do I actually do the business so that I can bring in customers, bring in distributors, and all of that? And I've spent tons of time thinking about this question. And what I'll tell you, the conclusion that I've come to is, guys, as a man doing this business, you can do the exact same thing as your wife, with one exception, I would say. The only thing that you possibly cannot do that your wife does is wrap another female. Now, I've wrapped females. Some ladies are. I wrapped a good friend of mine in Florida. I wrapped a couple of ladies, and they were perfectly comfortable with it. It wasn't awkward or anything. But I would say 85 to 90% of women do not want you wrapping them. Okay, but that's you've got a wife or a girlfriend or a teammate that would be more than happy to physically wrap a female for you if you found somebody that wanted to wrap. Outside of that, you can do everything. The only blockage that you have is your mindset. And I'll admit, I had it when I first started. I felt like this was a women's industry. I felt like the wrap was mostly targeted towards women, that the other products were mostly targeted towards women. But over the last 3 years, I've been able to change my mindset, and now I see that guys can do this business just as well as ladies. There's really no difference in my eyes. We can advertise on our social media about the products. We can talk about the business. We can talk about the lifestyle. We can talk about the debt that we're the guns we're able to buy, the trucks we're able to buy, the football games we're able to go to, the barbecues that we have. From this business just as much as the ladies do. And so, however you're benefiting as a man, talk about that on your social media. Talk about the rack of ribs that you're cooking on the barbecue that you bought with your Fast Start money, or the credit card debt that you're able to pay off, or the Real Salt Lake tickets that you bought and were able to take your wife out on a date. Whatever you're spending your ItWorks money on, you can share that on your social media. Whatever products you're using, you can share that on your social media. Realistically, the guys can do and build a business just as well, the exact same things as the ladies. So I guess that's kind of the end of my rant, or the end of my my info as far as that goes. Let's go to Chris. Chris Norris is an excellent friend of mine. He lives here in Spanish Fork. Him and my wife have been doing this business, I think, for a little over 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. So take it away, Chris.
Cool. Thanks, Josh. First of all, thanks, Kaylee, for having me on. And thanks for everybody who took time out of their night to be a part of this phone call and to better themselves. So like Josh said, me and my wife, Melinda Norris, have been doing this business for actually it'll be 3 years in August, so just under 3 years. And we met Josh and Amber our first year into the business, and they totally taught us how to better ourselves and better our business, and we just grew from there. So Josh covered a lot that I was going to cover. One thing that he didn't cover that I kind of want to cover just real quick before we go to Q&A is guys always ask me, like, what do you do, or like, where do you find yourself in the business, or how do you support your wife the best? And what I can say, guys, is that, there's not anything specifically that you need to do except for support your wife. And in order to do that, guys, you have to take care of yourselves first. And what I mean by that is, if you guys aren't doing personal development, if you guys aren't taking care of your bodies, if you guys aren't eating right, and your wife's trying to do all that, then you can't support her 100%. And you need to be able to support her 100%. So you need to start taking care of your body. You need to start being a product of the product, and start doing personal development so that you guys can have, epic conversations about how the product's working for you guys. You guys can start growing together personally. You guys can start, just really taking your relationship to the next level, and that will better your friendships. That will better your business. It'll just better your whole life in general. So let's go to question and answer real quick. I think that, who was it? I saw at the beginning, and I'm going to mispronounce your name. I know I am. It's Kenyatta. Kenyatta?
Yeah, you got really close.
Okay. You said that your husband keeps asking why. Will you just kind of elaborate on that just a little bit? What do you mean he keeps asking why?
I just unmuted you, so talk.
I guess.
On the spot. I like it.
Sorry.
Well, as Kaylee knows, I helped her get everything ready for all this. I just don't know what I can do to help her push it further, or help her find people to get involved in it with her. I'm building my own business right now. I build hot rods and have my own garage. I'm trying to get her going, but she gets kind of discouraged at times.
All right. You want me to go, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start, and then if you want to add anything.
Okay.
That's a great question. What was your name?
Tyrell, by the way.
Tyrell. Perfect. Thanks for being on, Tyrell. Thanks for supporting your wife. I just had this conversation actually tonight with a guy that's in our business. He's in real estate, and so he doesn't really want to muddle the water as far as like ItWorks and real estate. He doesn't want like his real estate customers being like, all right, if I get a phone call, is it going to be about real estate, or is it going to be an ItWorks pitch, all that. So what I told him is, the biggest way that you can support your wife and actually help her bring in more customers and distributors is by shouting her out with her success. So as she's building her team, anything that you notice that she's doing well or any successes that she's having, shout her out. You've got your Facebook, she's got her Facebook. So what you can do is just go on her page or make a post and tag her in being proud of your wife. And the really cool thing about this is it doesn't muddle the waters. Nobody's going to think that you're trying to pitch the networks just by posting about how proud you are about your wife. It's a very black and white thing. It's not going to, affect your business negatively in any way. You can just go on there and say, great job on this promotion, Kenyatta, or my wife bringing in, her good friend Andrea into this business. I'm super excited for you. Or, anything. If she hits a promotion, if she has a promotion on her team, if you can shout her out on Facebook, I think that's the number one thing that will help her, because it's going to do a couple of things. She's going to feel awesome getting a compliment from her husband, and you showing that support publicly on social media. Okay, so that's going to be awesome. Your network will see that post, and her network will see that post as well. And something that will be cool that happens is the ladies that are in her network will see. Are you guys married?
Oh, hang on. Let me unmute him. There you go.
You can just say yes or no.
No.
Okay, cool. So boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. The ladies that are in her network will see a man supporting her and proud of her and shouting her out. Dude, do you know how many women crave that? Like, there's so many people, all of us, not just women, but all of us want to have somebody that's proud of us for what we're doing, to give us a shout out for doing something awesome or having an accomplishment. So when the ladies see you shouting her out, that's going to be motivation for them to join your wife in this business. They're going to want to be successful. They're going to want to have somebody be proud of them. And so there's a lot of magic in that happens just by you supporting your wife publicly on social media, shouting her out when she does something awesome. And it doesn't have anything to do with your business. It doesn't have anything to do with you pushing it works. You don't even have to say it works in there. You can just shout it out, and people will naturally be curious. Be like, hey, what's Kenyatta doing that her boyfriend or fiance or whatever is shouting her out for? And they're going to go to her page, and they're going to look and see what she's up to, and it's going to be an awesome for people to be curious and to see what she's up to and become interested in joining her in the business. So that's the number one thing that I would say. And, be a little bit sneaky about getting some product posts on your Facebook page. I think that would be great if you do greens or whatever products you're taking. Even if you have like a greens packet, a bottle of water, and you take a picture that's not of that thing, but it's just kind of in the background. You can kind of do some things like that that are a little bit sneaky, where you're not, it's what I call indirect marketing. You're not in anybody's face. You're not going, it works. But you're including it in your post as part of your life. Realistically, it's a part of your life, and a really cool part of your life. So that's what I would say. Anything to add, Chris?
Yeah, just real quick. I think that was awesome, Josh. With your market with building hot rods and stuff, I'm sure that a lot of your friends, like to spend a lot of their time, probably close to 80 hours a week, when they're not working on cars. Am I right?
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I'm big into baseball, and when I'm not working, I want to be playing baseball. I want to be taking batting practice and whatnot. And a lot of my friends do work like general labor jobs, construction jobs, where they're working close to 80 hours a week. And then when they're in their off time. They want to be in their hobbies, but they kind of complain to me a little bit because they're like, how come your wife has found something to do and my wife has found nothing to do? Like, I'm bringing in all this income, I'm working 100 hours a week, and my wife's just sitting at home bored. And that's when I kind of chime in and I'm like, you know, I love that my wife gets to actually make her own time and make her own freedom, and she's made friends. And I kind of elaborate on that with my friends because I know, you know, I've gotten to learn my market, and my market is, well, these girls sit at home while these guys bring home the bacon. So why not, you know, give these guys a reason to go talk to their wives and say, hey, baby, you know, Chris's wife does this, and I realize that, you know, you complain to me a lot about not having anything to do. Do you think it'd be something you'd be interested in? So just word of mouth is big.
Yeah. That's how I started my business, word of mouth.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love it. Great question. That one. All
There's,
right, we got another question. Oh,
okay, there's some in
sorry.
the chat.
That's mine.
Okay, so one of them is from Sean Brown, and he says, if you use the ItWorks products, post every now and then that you like the products your wife uses. I'm trying to think of what that means.
That was a response, I think, to a question above. That's another way that you.
Okay.
It's just a product. You know, you can talk about it on your social media.
The next, along with supporting your wife with the business, what
Next question.
tactic you guys use to introduce the products or business to other guys?
Okay, Chris's response on this. The number one thing, I posted this the other day in our men's page, is to be a product of the product. You know, we've got incredible products, and I think guys, everyone's like this, but I think a little bit more like this. You know, if I post up a bunch of before and after pictures of random people that my guy friends don't know, they could care less about those before and after pictures. They don't believe it. They don't care about it. And some, you know, to some effect, a lot of people are like that. But if I post up a before and after picture of myself and physically show the results I myself have, you know, then my guy friends are gonna believe that, and they're gonna become interested in the product. The number one products that I've posted about that I get private messages back from my guy friends is New You. Guys love the New You product. You know, it's even in the description, it speaks to what men want. And I think every man should be on it, and the benefits are amazing. So I'll do a New You post, you know, a couple times a month. And almost every time I'll get a response back from my guy friends saying, you know, asking me more about it or saying they want to buy it. So in addition to that, you know, I just started the new ItWorks system. I posted my before pictures, and that's going to hold me accountable to a 60-day process that I'm going to be on the ItWorks system, doing the wraps, screens, thermal fit, and then I'm also going to be taking New You like I always do. And so I think that, you know, in addition to all the support that you show your wife or girlfriend on social media, next to that, the next biggest way that you can bring in people is to be on a product and show the results and talk about what you love about that product. And then the third thing is to talk about the lifestyle. You know, talk about the benefits that you have of the money that you guys make with ItWorks, whether it be paying off bills, you know, buying a new truck, whatever. So hopefully that helps. That was from Tyler. Great question, Tyler. Thanks for being on. Anything to add on that one, Chris?
No, I think that was a good answer, man. Thank you. I did want to move on to Whitney's question real quick before we end. I think it's an awesome question, Whitney, that you asked, because there are a lot of boyfriends that kind of react, and I say react on purpose because that's what they do. They react negatively negatively when they hear something like this pop up. They just think all of a sudden pyramid scheme, you know, I'm not going to be bringing home the bacon anymore, and it kind of scares them. And so the best thing I can say, Whitney, is when you get a boyfriend or a husband that's kind of acting negative to you, a good response to them would be like, hey, don't you want to see your wife succeed? Because every guy wants to see their wife succeed in something, or their girlfriend succeed in something. And girls, I'm just going to be straightforward with you for a minute. If your boyfriend or your husband doesn't want you to succeed in something, like, bye, Felicia, get them out of here. Okay. Every guy wants to see their wife succeed in something and their girlfriend succeed in something, or they wouldn't be with you guys and they wouldn't be on this call right now. They wouldn't be supporting you guys. So, just tell them that. Just tell them straight up. Just be like, hey, don't you want to see your wife or your girlfriend succeed? Don't you want to see her step into her power and become who she, you know, is destined to become? And plus, like, me and Josh, we get to hang out a lot, and it's because of what our wives do. And if our wives didn't do what they do, you know, me and Josh probably wouldn't get the time together that we get to spend together. So that's another positive with it.
All right, I'll add to that. Yeah, I think in an ideal world, Chris is right. The husbands or boyfriend, we should want our wives to be successful. So one thing that I'll say about negativity is it usually stems from a number of sources, in my experience. Most of the time, negativity from family members or close friends usually stems from their own fear of failure. And so a lot of times our loved ones, when they're giving us negativity about something like this, I think a lot of times it's out of protection. You know, our family members or our close friends maybe don't believe it. Maybe they have had a negative experience with a different business, or they've heard of somebody that had a negative experience about this. And so a lot of times people show up in our lives negatively, especially at first, almost in a protective manner. They don't want us to get duped, or they don't want us to get our hopes up and then get let down, or so, you know, my response to people, if it's somebody that you love, that you care about, that's in your life, like a family member or a spouse, a boyfriend that you plan to stay with. If it's not a boyfriend you plan to stay with, then yeah, bye, Felicia. But if it's a boyfriend that you love and that you plan to stay with and you think you have a future with, then the number one thing is just communication. Just like with everything else. You know, if somebody comes at you with some negativity and you love that person and they're going to be in your life, then be like, whoa, coming from? What's the deal with this? And have a conversation about it. You know, don't let them walk all over, of course, but give them an opportunity to explain themselves. You know, and then they'll try to come up with somewhat, you know, they'll elaborate on where that negativity is coming from. And then you can just say, you know what, I appreciate that, but I don't really like negative people in my life. This is something that I'm doing. I'm doing this to bring a lot of positivity in my life. And if you can't support me in doing it, just like keeping your opinion to yourself. And if you can't do that, then, you know, you're probably going to have to delete you out of my life. Because people do. A lot of times the negativity, it stems from their own fears, their own insecurities, or it's them wanting to protect you. And so if you can have a conversation about it, especially if it's a boyfriend or a spouse, you find out where they're coming from, hear them out, allow them to explain themselves, and then go from there. You know, you can decide from there if it's something that has no merit. You can decide if how you guys want to grow your relationship going forward. And if it's somebody that continues to be negative, at some point, if that person is worth having in your life. And especially if it's just outside noise, like of a friend of a friend that's sending you negativity, or just random people. Those people you just need to get out of your as soon as possible. Delete them on Facebook, block them on your phone number or whatever like that. But if it's somebody that you love and that you care about and that's going to be in the, try and work out, try and find some common ground, like where are they coming from, and then let them know that if they want to keep themselves. And last thing I'll say with me is just you said at the end of this question that it makes you second guess yourself. And so what I'll say is that if you let that negativity continue, wherever it's coming from, you will not be able to succeed. This business is fun. It's amazing. It brings a lot of benefits. It brings freedom. There's a lot of rewards in bringing the products that we bring into other people's lives and seeing the benefits that they have. There's a lot of amazing things that come from doing this business. There are also a lot of frustrations. There's some up and downs, blocks. There's frustrations with having a goal and maybe missing it. There's frustrations dealing with people doubting themselves and all of that stuff. If you've got a boyfriend that is constantly and being negative, then it's got to be fixed somehow. It can't just be ignored. You can't and expect to be successful in this business because it's tough. So I would out as soon as possible. Okay, cool. I don't see any more questions in the chat. Do you have any more questions, Haley, that you've got, or anybody else have questions on the chat, or raise your hand on the video if you have a question?
There's a few on the chat. At the top, one of them says, have you ever blitzed a female and had her get mad at you? Like when you give her the blitz card, like if she's taking it as like offensively?
Okay. No, I haven't.
I have.
And?
I haven't had to take it seriously, but I had her kind of take it like almost like annoyed, kind of like I don't want anything to do with that, like you're trying to sell me. And so I think that as guys, we get to realize as we're blitzing girls, you got to come from a space of the girls are already going to be put up a wall just because you're a guy and she doesn't know you. And so if you come from a space of, hey, this is something my wife or my girlfriend is doing, and I told her that, I would spread the word about it. Here's a coupon with her information on it, instead of saying like, hey, have you ever tried this skinny wrap thing? Because when you say that to a girl, they're just going to be like, well, you think that? So yeah, just come from it as a space of like, you're actually wanting them to research it into it instead of a space of like, I want to wrap you.
Awesome.
Okay, great answer, Chris. I'll add to that. So Sean, the main thing with this, it's completely a mindset. If you think that people are going to think that, then you're going to talk as if, you're going to kind of dance around it or whatever to make sure that you're not offending them or that they don't have that thought. For me, mostly when I blitz, I take kind of the same approach that Chris talked about. I don't make it specific about them. So I'll make it very, very general in a couple of ways. I'll say, hey, can I give you one of these coupons? It's my wife's business, and I told her that I would hand some of these out to somebody who's good. Okay? If you say it that way, women love to help men not get in trouble with their wives. I don't know what it is. It's this weird thing. Like, thinks that she's helping a guy not get in trouble with her husband. They're like super excited to help you out. And so if you just say, hey, my kill me if I come home with any of these. Can I give you a coupon for a wrap? And then, you know, they laugh and like, okay, yeah, what is it? And if you know what it is, like if you know a lot about the wrap and the business and, you know, your experience with it, sit talk with them. Tell them what the wrap is. Tell them that, you know, your wife wraps people for a living and have amazing results, and they're great for everybody. That's another thing that I say almost every time that I blitz is they're great for everybody. And, hey, you need this wrap. You want this coupon. I say that I give these coupons out to ladies all the time, and loves them, and they're for everybody. That way, people don't feel, especially women, don't feel like it's specifically like I'm saying here. You need a wrap. Here's a coupon for one. And so, but no, I've never, ever, ever had a negative response. Listen, ever. You know, and I've handed out a ton of blitz cards. So just hand them out, make it super casual. If you don't know anything about the business, like literally you don't know anything, you don't know what questions to answer, just hand them the blitz card, say, hey, I'm going to give you this. It's my wife's business. She'll kill me if I come home with any of these. And they say, what is it? Just say, you know what? I honestly don't know. It's her business. The phone number is right there. Shoot her a quick text or add her on Facebook, and then run away. But it will help, you know, Sean, it will help the more that you know. The more of a conversation you can have with people as you're blitzing. You know, the more information you can give them, the more excitement you can show, the better the chance of that person calling your wife or texting or adding her on Facebook. One thing that I've started doing, actually, if you can build up to this point, it would be awesome. I'll say, you know, blah, 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 I'll do my opening, and then they'll say, what is it? And I'll say, you know, my wife does them. She always has people come over the house. Wraps them, and they're like really super happy. Like, everyone has great results. And then I'll say, are you on Facebook? And they're like, yeah, I'm on Facebook. And I'll say, okay, I'll have my wife add you. And I'll pull out my phone. So I'm like, are you on Facebook? And they're like, yeah. So as I'm saying, are you on Facebook? I've already pulled my phone out. And they're like, yeah. You know, my name's Chris Norris. And I'll bring up Chris Norris. Like, is that you? And they're like, yeah. And I'll screenshot it. I won't add them. I don't add the ladies on my. I'll screenshot it and I'll say, cool, I'll have my wife add you. Okay, then you've got a screenshot of their name and their Facebook. When you get home, you pass that on to your wife. Wife adds them on Facebook. And if they're ready to try a wrap right away, you can message them and try it. If not, they're added to your wife's Facebook. You can see her posting before and after pictures and the bonuses that she's getting. You can see her boyfriend supporting her, and all that magic happens. So that's a great question. And what I'll say about this blitzing, as well as is make it work for you. Whatever's comfortable for you, whatever works for your personality. Don't try to be me or Chris or anybody else. Just work, you know, whatever you're comfortable with or whatever your style is. Make it work for you. All right, great question, Sean.
Perfect.
Let's see. All right, Melanie said, how can I post on Facebook without losing friends on Facebook, or should I even worry about it? And the short answer to that is don't worry about it. You know, I was thinking about this today, actually, and you know, people post about all sorts of stuff on Facebook. They talk about religion and politics and how Ford is better than Chevy, and you know that Reebok sucks and Nike's awesome. And people post about everything, right? So it's ridiculous to me that anybody would have a problem with you posting on Facebook. If I ever got a message from somebody that said, hey, I'm sick of seeing your Facebook, your work stuff, I've never have. But if I ever did, I would say, okay, go ahead and unfriend me on Facebook, and we can just be friends in real life. Like, if you don't like seeing my stuff, just unfriend me. You won't see my stuff anymore. And it doesn't mean we can't be real friends. Like, I'm not harboring negative feelings towards you, but if you don't want to see it, just unfriend me. Like, it's not a big deal. But realistically, Melanie, I don't know how long you've been in this business, but you'll probably have a few people that are haters or whatever, and they'll either unfriend you or they'll come around once they see that you're serious about this business. Once you've done it for a while, they'll either delete you or they'll come around. So I know you popped on the screen, but I didn't quite see it. But great question. Good man. House back there. Way to be on. I like it. It's a good haircut too. I like it. All right, let's just do two more because we're going on a little over an hour. So let's do two more questions. So Ian and Chelsea. Ian wanted to know basically how he could go about signing people. He has his dirt bike wrap, works, and his truck and stuff, but he kind of wonders if he should just advertise and refer people to me to help him out, or if he should go from there and sign them himself. He basically is wondering how to go about signing people to say. Okay, great question, Ian and Chelsea. I would say that it depends on his comfort level and his. Ian, if you can get to the point where you sign people on your own, I think that would be awesome. Until then, absolutely, I would just. I've signed up a handful of people on my own. I took Amber's car to Big O Tires to get the tires rotated. The guy at Big O Tires saw her decal, asked if we do the wraps. I said yes. He's like, I want one. I said, I have one right now. We went in the Big O Tires bathroom together. I wrapped him on. He had awesome results, and I signed him up as a DT. So that was one that I did on my own. And there was no reason to refer him to my wife because at that point, I had been in the business for like a year and a half. So, I knew what I was doing. I signed a lady up on an airplane once. A lady I sat next to, we talked about it, worked for like an hour. And then I got her information and signed her up. But there's plenty of people that I've also referred over to Amber. I think it just depends on the situation. It's your friend or someone that you met and you develop a relationship with them and you take them through the process, then yeah, just sign them up. I mean, there's certain things that we say and kind of a process that we go through when it comes time to signing someone up. So if you don't know that process, get with your wife, Chelsea, or your girlfriend, whoever it is. Looks like you have the same last name. And so that you can kind of perfect that, because there's some stuff that you can say kind of at the end that can scare. Okay, so there's try and learn that kind of closing process that we use. If she doesn't know what I'm talking about, have her ask her diamond leader or Amber or somebody. But yeah, the more that you can do on your own and the more comfortable you get doing the entire process, I think. But in the meantime, yeah, feel free to just send them over to your life. And that's awesome that you've got your truck and your wrap. I think those are all great things that show that you guys are vested in this business, that it's something that you're serious about. And those are conversation starters. I never would have wrapped that dude a Big O or signed him up if it wasn't for Amber's decal. So I think that's awesome. All right, one more. Chris, anything to add on that last one?
No, yeah, it's perfect, man. We got two awesome questions one from Tyler and one from Kaylee. Which one do you want to do?
Let's do them both.
All right.
People need to jump off the cam, but let's close with those two.
Cool. Okay,
All
we'll
right.
start.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You want to start with Tyler's or Kaylee's?
Tyler's.
Okay, cool. We'll start with Tyler. Tyler, first of all, yes, dude. I would definitely turn back on your Facebook and activate it. With, our generation, people stalk on Facebook, and even if they're not liking your posts, they're watching you and they're watching your adventure. And so there's going to be husbands of wives that are watching Kaylee, and those wives are going to be like, look what Kaylee and Tyler are doing. Look, Kaylee and Tyler went to Florida. Look, Kaylee and Tyler, look at Tyler's dirt bike. It's got all this work stuff on it. So those guys are going to go look for you on Facebook. And if your Facebook's not active, they're not going to be able to find you. So you don't necessarily need to post to Facebook all the time, although that is awesome. But as long as you have your Facebook active and people can know your face and know you through that, then it's going to be a lot easier for your wife to promote her business and support her distributors.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Oh, we're done.
Yeah. I was just making sure I answered everything.
Okay. Yeah, I agree 100%. Think of it this way, like every little teeny bit that you can do to build a business helps. If you think about the process of bringing a new distributor into your business, that process is really a combination of like 100 different things. Okay. Let's say it takes you through. Let's say that somebody sees that you're doing ItWorks, and between the time they know you're doing ItWorks and the time they sign up, 4 months. There's a lot of things that happen within those 4 months. A lot of little small things that happen that get them to the point of being able to sign up. And so, if having an active Facebook account can speed up that process or can fill in those blanks quicker for people. I keep going like this because my microphone's over here. You can look up here. If having a Facebook account can get those boxes quicker, then it will bring more and more people into your business quicker. So absolutely, I would activate my Facebook account. Doing the Facebook hustle. If you don't know what that is, it's a call that Amber did that shows you how to make sure that your Facebook posts the right people. It teaches you how to add people to your Facebook account so that you can market to them and do some other things. Start that process because, like Chris said, guys, anybody that comes into this business, a lot of times it's for different reasons. And so if there's people in your wife's market that have a desire to for a stronger marriage or to be able to, have what you and your wife have, the more they see of that between seeing her Facebook and your Facebook, the quicker that process will be for them to join your business. If there's a girl that's watching your wife's Facebook page that is scared to join ItWorks because she doesn't know if her husband like ItWorks, if she has that hesitation, you can take that hesitation by showing that you support your wife, by showing her that you guys are doing this business together, by showing her that guys love this business shirts and they shout out their wife when they do stuff awesome. So absolutely, I would reactivate your Facebook, start building up your market, and still do everything that you're doing on Instagram, but absolutely I would add a Facebook to do that. Okay, cool. And then last question, Aaron. Oh, wait, that's not a question. Where was the Kaylee question? Chris, I don't see it here.
Question. I think it was Kenyatta.
Oh, Kenyatta.
I'm like, I didn't ask a question.
Yeah, I didn't see one. Okay, I see it here. All right, she said, so, hi again. It was actually hi. Cool. Again, LOL. I have a question for both Chris and Josh. Started this, how was the first pushes to get customers? Did you find it challenging or frustrating? So maybe you can clarify really quick in the comments or unmute or get unmuted, but are you talking about for us to get customers and distributors, or was it frustrating your wife to get them? Your wife or you? Okay, cool, you. Yeah, you know, kind of along the lines of what I said about being patient, like when we start this business, we don't know what we're doing. Like we never done this business, we don't know what the products are, we don't know a lot about the company, we don't know how to talk to people about it. So all of it is very awkward and new and frustrating, okay? And just remember that it was like that for all of us. Like we're Ambassador Diamonds, Joel and Stephanie Dunn, they are black diamonds. They make well over $100,000 a month building this business. Okay, when they started, it was awkward for them. Everyone starts in the same place. Yeah, we have different strengths and different personalities and stuff, but talking to people and knowing how to answer their questions and moving them through the process of becoming distributors or loyal customers is difficult and frustrating pretty much for everybody at first. And so the key is just to learn as much as you can, as quickly as you can. Be willing to stumble a little bit. You know, you can read about blitzing and read about how people and study books and talk to your sponsor and watch videos and write an essay and do all of this stuff, which is important. But getting out there and practicing and failing a little bit and stumbling a little bit will be the way that you learn the quickest. And so is it a little bit frustrating at first? Yes, it is a little bit frustrating, but the more you do it, the better. And then you start to see results, and then you sign up your first loyal customer, and it's really awesome, and you get more confidence, and then you build on that. And your wives are doing the same thing, guys. Your wives, when they started, it's the same thing. They have to stumble and fall and you know, look silly and be uncomfortable and learn and grow and all of that stuff too. So, you know, we're tough. We can go through that, just like our wives had to go through it. It's part of being successful in anything. So, anything to add to that, Chris?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I totally agree with Josh. I think that was a perfect answer. And just like when you first started to build cars, I'm sure you didn't know how to take apart an engine and put it back together. And I've worked on cars a little bit, and let me tell you, I've thrown a few wrenches across the room. And it's just it's the same thing, man. It's just like the more you practice at it, the more you do it, the more you're going to get comfortable with it, and the more you're going to learn the process. And like Josh said, practice makes perfect with it. So just keep practicing at it. Just keep your mouth open. When your mouth is open, your business is open. And like Joel Dunn said at conference this year, he said, fail forward. You know, be a professional failure and fail forward, and you'll succeed in this business. So.
Awesome. Kaylee, anything else that you wanted to add or any questions? There was something I was going to talk about, and I cannot think of what it is for some reason.
I don't. The only other one.
Something that you haven't.
Will you mute your thing? I'm echoing. Thank you. So the only other one is one of the other girls. Her husband is he just signed as a distributor and he couldn't get on it, but he was really curious as well, post to make as a guy, like business and product, and then how to make his business and product posts stand out for a guy versus a girl. I don't know if you kind of answered that, but.
Okay. I mean, pretty much all the products can be tailored to natural rhythm. Do not make a post about men taking extra rhythm. But everything else, I think it kind of goes along with being a product of the product. I don't know if he's part of the man cave or part of another men's group, but there's a lot of good guys posts out there. You can kind of use as a base and change them a little bit or get ideas from, but I mean, pretty much all the products. I talk about taking greens every day. I make posts about greens. I talk about the new you. That's my number one to attract. I rap, so I talk about the rap. There's other guys out there that rap, so you can talk about the rap with them or any number of the other products. So, the easiest way, like I said, is for him to be taking the products and then talk about his from taking the products. I think that's the way that he's going to get the best results. Just because, guys, if I post a picture of another dude that I don't know and have results, I would be less likely to believe that or want to try it compared to my actual friend posting what he's doing. So that is, hopefully that answers that question. Also, you can pop into my Facebook page and see what I do. Marketing. I do a little bit of direct marketing, actually talking about the products and stuff like that. But I also do a lot of indirect marketing. So have him check out my Facebook page. Have him check out Chris's or some of the other guys that are in the business. Just to get some ideas of what he could be posting. And then there was actually one last thing that I want to talk about. I'll try to make. But Amber was working she still works her butt off, but it's a little bit of a different. When she first started, she was literally doing like 6 to 8 parties to 10 parties a week. Basically what our schedule was like is she would be at home, working and booking parties. And then when I got off work, she would drive me at my work. She would take my car, drive to a party. I would take her car with the kids and drive home. And that was our night, pretty much every night for the first 5 or 6 months. She was hustling like crazy. She was passionate about building the business, and she invested a lot of time and effort into building the business. And we asked all the time, because people that know us know that we care a lot about our relationship, that we invest a lot into our relationship. And so I got asked all the time at the beginning, like, is that hard for you to never see your wife? Because we didn't see each other a lot those first couple of months when she was doing so many parties and she was building so quickly. And my response to that every single time was, I know that it's not going to be like this forever. And I know that the investment that we're making right now, the time apart that we are spending right now, is going to pay off and turn into more time together in the future. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to close with, guys, is just saying again what I said before. Every single bit of investment that you make into this business is going to pay you back 100. If your wife disappears for the next 2 months and builds her business like crazy and double and triple promotes and you don't see her, definitely communicate with her about it and be in communication so that you guys don't have any like bitterness or hard feelings. So be clear on it, but just know that it's not going to be like that forever. Amber and I get to spend every single day together. We could spend much time. We could spend 24 hours a day together now if we wanted to. And we like spending time with each other, so it's awesome. But as you're building this business, you're going to make sacrifices and investments at the beginning, especially. Just know that if and you support each other and you learn together and you work this business like a business, that all of that investment is going to pay off into living the way that you want to live. Living every single day like it's a Saturday. Think of that feeling and know that that's what you're working. So all I got.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, both of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, this is what we do. 2 computers. Because he sits over there in the chair. Okay. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to figure out a way to post this recording. Did you record it too?
I started recording it, but then it quit on me like halfway through. So you and I can coordinate after the call.
Perfect.
Figure out a way to get it posted.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, thank you guys.
Okay.